Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Toffee Bluecast. We are here with another roundup from the last time. More stuff has gone on, more stuff has happened. We try and do it every Friday, but I let Paul down this Friday. So we are here Sunday night, a bit of a different one for us. Sunday vibes. How are you feeling, people? Get involved in the comments. I am with the main man, Paul. How are we, Paul?
Not bad. Bit of a croaky voice and a little bit of a headache, but I'll blame that on the lovely warm weather and doing too much in the garden. But missed you Friday, missed you everyone, so it's good to be back tonight.
Camera steamed up there. It's been that hot today. I think even my camera's had enough. But I think it's back normal now. Hope you're all doing well. This does go live to YouTube. It also goes live to X. And it also goes live to Facebook. If you can go over, there's only 4 people on Toffee Bluecast Facebook. The link is in the description. So we have Facebook now. So if you could go over and we could get all you Toffies on the Facebook as well, we could really push Toffee Bluecast out in the Facebook industry as well. I don't even know it's industry, but in the Facebook community. What should we call it? In the Facebook society?
World?
Facebook friends?
If you like.
Let's get some Facebook friends. Get on the Facebook, people. Toffee Bluecast. It's in the description on Facebook. We're also on TikTok. I've managed to drag Paul over on TikTok. I know some of you don't go on it, so don't worry about that. The YouTube is the main platform, but me and Paul will do a few lives on that as well to bring you more Toffies in the Toffee Bluecast house on the YouTube channel. So we're going to pull more over from the TikTok in here because Toffee Bluecast literally wants to bring as many Evertonians together as it can before and after games. So we're just massively ready for this season to push this channel out as much as we can. And I'm seeing all of you in the comments now. We love you. We really do. I understand. Just X and YouTube. X and YouTube is the main things that we work on, but we are trying to just hit other things to see if we can pull a few of other people onto the YouTube channel. If you get where I'm coming from, then we might sway them over to the YouTube. And you can have a little chat with them and you'll be like, oh, you've introduced me to some new ones here. That's the plan. That is the plan, people. Good plan, Paul?
Sounds good to me. Good to me. Lots of people in on a lovely Sunday evening.
Yes, Steph. Hope you're doing well. Hope you all are having a good Sunday. Sunday's like the best day of the week, isn't it? Or supposed to be, unless you're having a crap Sunday.
No, unless you're a teacher. But strange, just usual, just kind of nice feeling though that we've not got any games at the minute, so we can just sort of enjoy the news that's sort of flitting around us without having the stress of us having to get 3 points in the next 24 hours or something. So it's good to have a chat about it.
We are gonna jump on
a 24-hour, poor girl.
24 hours, Emma. She's hardcore, to be fair.
It's hard for some, isn't it?
She is one of the badass in the comments. It just doesn't surprise me, Emma. She is badass. I was just going to start. We're going to cover all topics, and we know you'll probably be chucking it in the comments already because you want to talk Everton. And I'm just going to chuck this to start off with. There's loads of different topics we're going to cover. Don't worry. We will probably talk about what you're thinking right now. We're going to be on it. But what about this? I just read this before I come on. Roma must register a capital gain.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Go back.
Cheers,
there you
go. Roma must have capital gain between 12 million and 13 million to avoid sanctions for breaching UEFA's financial fair play regulations. They have as little as 24 hours to find the money. Now, I'm looking at Roma's striker, Dovbyk, Paul, very good striker. If they want 13 million for him, I'll give them it right now. I'll hand it over.
It wouldn't surprise me if there was a quick phone call between Friedkins. What should we do? I have no idea. We got a striker. Yeah. How much? Oh, about 12, 13 million quid. Done. See ya. Bye.
I've already been having a look at their players. I've just looked at every Roma player earlier on when I read this. And they've got a good centre midfielder as well, Coney. But do you know, say when you look at the value, so I've gone on the transfer thing of Roma and looked at the centre mid Coney, and it says the price 30 million. Does that mean that they'd have to get 42 million for him to be profit on the books for this now? Or does it mean that just 12 million would be okay? I don't
Well,
understand
yeah,
it.
no, I don't know. I don't know. I suppose if you're selling an asset, it's just money in the bank, isn't it? I suppose. Depends how they do it. Be interesting whether they did, if they counted all your players and how much they were worth, whether that was in your bank or you could just sell one of them. I'm not exactly sure how it would go. I mean, I'd be surprised if many people were, to be honest, but I'm sure there is a fringe player worth probably 12, 13 million euro that they could
It's a good
suddenly
player. We don't want no crap.
sell by Monday morning.
Yeah, we don't want no crap to help them out. Like, we don't want them to just give us someone crap just to get that money.
It might
want
happen, though.
good players. Yeah, it could happen, but sometimes a deal can take a while, and if they need money quick, they could literally do the deal without even anything. Everton could, because it's like Roma to Everton. It's just themselves to themselves. So I'd love it if something random turned up when we wake up in the morning. Like, wake up and it's breaking. Everton have signed Dovbyk. I'll be buzzing.
Could be.
Codename.
Pete reckons they could sell a winger to Torino.
Yeah, they might do.
Thor reckons Dybala. Why not?
Player.
Probably past his best now, but why not? He's still good.
Was injured though, but yeah, I still have him.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, do you, on that last thing that I'm going to say on the this, do you think it's worrying for Everton that they've done this with Roma? That they are no? If they do break the rules, would you then say they could break the rules with Everton? And we've been through this before. I don't want that.
No, I think I would be surprised. The only team I don't think would ever be on the periphery of on the borderline of breaching any rules would be Brighton, because they seem to sell someone for massive money every summer. Because João Pedro's supposed to go into Chelsea, isn't he? So for however many million. So, but everyone else will be roughly in the same predicament, I would have thought. So no, it doesn't worry me too much. Roma fans might say different, but that's their experience. Hopefully our experience is slightly better, but maybe we're in a different part of our story at the moment.
Yeah, it might have just been me being over wary, but we've got a lot of scars from that sort of thing. I don't want no more no more strikes with the Premier League, because we know what they can be like with us. But I think they've got proper people in, haven't they? The next topic, people, you're going to enjoy this because we're covering this stuff that you want to talk about. We know we are. Kits.
Ta-da!
Da-da! There we go. That is the home kit. You would have probably all seen the videos that have been released, and that's the goalkeeper kit. I've got to say, Paul, I really like the goalkeeper kit, I like that. I don't know why, that lime green. I think that might bring out the best in me. Get a bit of a tan with that, and I could be... But they have, for anyone that doesn't know, which is crazy, the home kit, I'm not sure whether they're doing it with the goalkeeper kit because I haven't looked properly, but the home kit, you can buy it without the stake on it. So you can buy it without the sponsor on it. What do you think on that? Let us know in the comments. Paul, what do you think?
It's clever little marketing thing, isn't it? I can't remember which is more expensive, to be honest, but they're both very expensive. Maybe I'm just old.
No, they are expensive.
But generally, football shirts. Ever since England, a couple of tournaments ago, I think it was, started selling their shirts at like £90, it suddenly seemed as though every football shirt was roughly the same, or there were different types. You can have this one that the fans wear, which is a replica, but then you can buy this one, which is the one the players wear, and it's got another kind of badge on it, or it's made with something else, or just get a grip. Stop ripping the fans off. Not just us, everybody. Stop ripping the frigging fans off. It's ridiculous.
You can have this you can go for the £90 one, or you can have this £120 one that comes with Gerard Brantwaite's BO. He's wore it in training. Literally, it's got to have something. What actually is the difference between the 90 and 120? Is it the material?
I think it's. I don't know. I think it's the sponsor thing, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's the sponsor thing where it's either. You would think it'd be more expensive to have the sponsor, but I'm not entirely sure that's the thing. I mean, I'll stand by what I said when the rumors of it were coming out, and there was a few leaked pictures. It doesn't fill me with like, oh, I've got to go and get it. I understand what they're doing with the waves on the Mersey and the promo video that they did. Yeah, I get it. That was kind of good. I hope, I don't know whether it's actually the case. I hope that the collar is kind of a throwback to 87 kind of kit. We had that kind of collar. I like the fact that we got blue socks for a change as well. I like the fact that we got blue socks. Maybe it's I'm probably like Peter. I'll like it more when I've seen us play in it a bit.
Well, like you just mentioned, the collar, because it's a V-neck crossover, it is a bit retro. That's like we did that kit competition, didn't we? And it feels like that old retro one, the NEC, where they've crossed the collar over a little bit. It is like that. It makes me wish it was the same kit as that, Paul. A little bit.
Yeah, I've not actually got that one on display, which
I wish I would have. Yeah, I wish I would have got that picture of it as well.
But yeah, I can see it being a bit 87-ish, to be fair. So it's a grower for me. It's a grower. It's not one that makes me think, get out there and get it straight away. I do like the away one, sort of the off-white away kit.
Yep.
Looks a bit smarter. So
when's that get released?
Possibly.
When's that get released? The second one?
I actually don't know. I'd presume it's available now, but
no,
I haven't seen
this one. That one hasn't even been released yet. So
right, okay. Well, I presume then it'll be sometime in July. I would have thought then. Especially if you're playing. If we're not going to play, who are we playing against? If we're not going to play in blue in every pre-season game, then you'd imagine people should be able to get it when pre-season starts properly.
Do you know what? Though? I do not like myself a little bit, because I don't know what you lot feel like in the comments. Do let us know. We will get you involved in the comments massively. Get your comments coming in. But when I before I did the Toffee Bluecast channel and had a big X account, I didn't speak to a lot and be in the know on a few things. So when an Everton kit come out, Paul, I would have just seen it when it come out on the day. This kit now we've all seen it before it's even come out, and I think that ruins it a little bit. I wish I hadn't seen it before it come out. Like, do you feel like that?
Yeah, I do actually. I do.
I think I might have liked it more if I hadn't seen it.
But I suppose it's different. It's maybe different than when we were kids. They're able to sort of gauge public opinion, so they do a little release, and if there's a massive uproar about it, which I'm sure clubs have had in the past, then they end up having a little, oh no, that wasn't the one, someone just made that up, and then bring out the proper one. So it is a little bit like that. There was one comment on here, just Macca really said, just buy the black ones. There's an advert going around on social media about some of these kits being available for like 14 quid. And when it's like, oh yeah, right, as if that's going to be the case. But I'm looking at them and then I'm thinking, do a risk like throwing 14 quid at this possibly okay, possibly not okay site, or spend 120 quid on the also fancy shirts. So if anyone's got one of them proper cheap ones that they've seen online, let us know. See what happened.
See, I am that little bugger that wants the original and thinks that it might be fake and look fake, and someone might say, "Oh, you've got a fake on." But some people don't even know the difference between the replicas because they are good replicas. I've not actually seen the difference. I'd like to get one next to each other on the show and see the difference between the actual. How much does it cost?
We're in the 90 or 115, are we?
Yeah, well, I'd like to see the difference between the fake make kit and the actual real kit.
Incredible, though. I mean, imagine you got two lads. Let's say lads. You got two kids you take to the football, and it's, as a parent, you want your kids to have what all the other kids have, so you end up paying Christ knows how much on just the shirt, but then the shorts and it's an absolute killer. I do feel for fans and for parents especially.
Yeah, well, I normally get my kids the kits, and the prices going up is ridiculous, I think. And it sounds like we're just moaning. We get it. It goes up for everyone, and that's the world. But I'm not being funny. They don't knock your income of your frigging wages and stuff like that up to match the price of the kits. You know what I mean? It's like,
No.
It doesn't make sense to me. I know it's obviously separate to football, but they just knock everything up. But they don't bloody give you that much money, do they? No,
you're never gonna.
Top. It's mad. It's for a football top as well. Like it's ridiculous. Like back in not long ago, you would have said you could get a nice suit for like 100 quid, 150 quid. A suit, the poshest thing you could wear. A football kit, 90, 120, 90 quid. We will still get it, of course we would. But sometimes I know some football clubs do keep the kit prices low because they appreciate the fans and say, you know what, we're going to look after you. We could knock it up, but we're not going to. And I think Everton, with what the fans have done to get this football club in Bramley-Moore Dock in the Premier League, it would have been nice for Everton to have got the prices down. But I also understand that Castore are absolute buggers for prices. You buy a tracksuit from them and it costs a bomb. So they're not going to knock the prices down, are they? So I get it.
No.
But I don't get it.
It's where we are. It's where we are with the game. Oh, I remember when.
The blue socks that you said, though, that is one thing that everyone seems from the response on Expo. You mentioned it earlier on and you bang on. That's got people a little bit happy with blue socks. They all want blue socks from what I've seen.
Bit of a mix. Granville. Bit of a mix. There was someone on before. I'll sort of try and fly back and find it. But someone mentioned about how Kendall moved Rod. One of the first things Howard did when he was changes back to white socks, blue top. We've had both over the years. Sometimes you just want something a little bit different, but it's going to divide opinion, I reckon. We'll grow to like it. If we have good, I tell you what, if we have good times this year, then people will grow to like it a little bit more because they'll see it during good times. If we have not so good, then we're not going to like it. Like that 1-to-1. That what I've got up there, 1-to-1 sign right across. Chang was all right. Chang was good year.
I don't know why, but I just love it. I love Chang.
Yeah, nice. Chang was decent. I've got my sport Paisley on at the moment.
Beautiful. Yeah, we've got good kits on. To be fair, yours is very popular that you've got on, Paul, and the one I've got's on popular. So I think if we redid the kit competition, these two that we've got on should definitely be up there because these are tops that people have had for years and they love it. Like your granddad collar one, people love that one. And this one, I know I get a lot of good feedback when I wear this. People say I like the top. So that is a kit conversation, people. The last thing I will say on the kit, right, and this isn't that much about the kit, being someone that does a YouTube channel, Toffee Bluecast, me and Paul, we appreciate editing stuff and videos. And I think the video that they dropped of the Bramley-Moore Dock with a kit was boss, Paul. I thought, like, them coming out of the water. Like, the video was insane, I thought. I don't know if it got you as much as me, but when the players are coming up and it showed you the production of it and stuff like that, I thought it was insane. That was good. I like that.
Yeah, it was good. I like the behind the scenes part where he's spraying them with water and stuff. So they seem to have had fun anyway. Yeah, seem to have had fun. So you need a little bit of a story behind the shirt and one or two little quirks and unique things on it. So maybe we'll grow to like it, possibly, maybe.
So we have covered so far people coming on. If you're coming on, we've covered the kit. We just spoke about it. And then we also covered the freaking group having to probably give us a player, which would be cool, but we don't know if that's going to happen. Now we're on to today. This has happened. And I'm pretty sure you're already talking about it in the comments, as I can see. Do you want to reveal it, Paul? What's happened today?
Well, we've got to say goodbye to
breaking news
to your man, haven't you? Got to say goodbye to this boy, and it's not Holgate and it's not Keane. It's none of the Palace players. It's actually Dominic with his flying header. He's decided after 9 years not to take any deal that was given to him, if there was a deal given to him, and he's decided to go on to the next chapter of his journey, as he said. So he's done big for us. This is his actual message. Let me just get rid of that banner a second. It is quite tiny, but I'll read it out. To Everton Football Club and the Evertonians, after 9 remarkable years at this club, I've made the incredible, difficult decision, together with my family, to begin a new chapter in my career. This isn't something I chose lightly. Everton has been my home since I was 19 years old. It's a place that saw potential in me, challenged me to grow, and shaped me both as a footballer and as a man. I want to express my gratitude to all the managers and coaches I've worked with over the years, and to my teammates who have become lifelong friends. Above all, I want to speak to you, the fans. Your passion is the beating heart of this club. Whether times were good or tough, your unwavering support never faltered. Celebrating goals at Goodison Park, feeling that roar, is an experience I'll carry with me forever. This choice to move on was simply not about me. It was a decision my family and I spent a long time considering together. We believe it's the right moment to seek a new challenge and continue growing, but that doesn't lessen the bond I'll always have with Everton. I'm deeply proud of what we've shared, fighting for this club when it mattered most, scoring big goals in crucial moments, wearing the shirt with commitment and pride. My hope is that I leave with your respect, knowing I always sought to uphold the values of this great club. Thank you for everything. From my very first day, I always knew what it meant to play for Everton. Up the Toffees, DCL.
There we go. Do you know what? It is a nice message, isn't it? Like, it is a decent message.
Of course it is. And especially when you put it against what we've had to listen to from some people who have left, where it's sort of been backhanded compliments or, you know, the odd little snide remark. I think a lot of people sort of give Dominic credit in parts. You know, they'll be happy about his year under Ancelotti, in making the England side. You know, that was massive. That was so good, and then it was ruined a little bit by injury and then a lack of form and everything else. Some people are not happy with him in total. They weren't happy with what he did off the pitch. Maybe not happy with his misses. But generally, I would like to think that the majority of people would sort of say, thanks for everything you did. It didn't go great at all times, but when it needed to, then you stepped up and gave us big moments. You know, the Palace goal being probably the biggest one. I was actually at the first game he scored. We played Hull. It's my dad's birthday present. We did a hospitality thing. Met Joe Parkinson. Hull at home it was. Lukaku scored on that day as well. I think we won 4-0. Calvert-Lewin scored his first goal for us. So, and you think about where he was put early doors, Koeman playing him left or right wing or something like that, and him having to sort of bide his time and everything else. So you can't deny that he's worked hard. He's been unfortunate with injuries. He's maybe rubbed people up the wrong way for not being as successful as he could have been, or wearing things that people think he shouldn't have been wearing. But overall, I think we should thank him for what he did and just wish him the best. And it's probably the best thing for everyone at the moment.
People's comments are coming in and putting them on as you're speaking. Best season was with no crowd. Maybe he feels
was.
pressure or something like that.
Yeah, possibly.
Carlo Ancelotti, that wasn't it, where we had a good. But do you know what though? We had Richarlison. I felt like Richarlison gave him a lot of goals back then. He did come out and say on the podcast that he played well with Richarlison. Richarlison assisted him quite a lot.
That season we also had James.
Yeah,
you know,
good team. And
no, it was a good team. Dini was still playing for
yeah.
as well.
Dini as well. Yeah, a lot of assistants.
So not a surprise really. So yeah, he had one really good season and particular moments. So the Palace one probably will be the biggest one, followed closely by the Liverpool.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah,
there was plenty. He scored a cracking goal, which is very underrated. A little overhead kick. I think it was the last. Was it the last game of the season against Arsenal? Can't remember. I think it was a 2-2 draw or something like that in the end. I'm sure someone will correct me if that's wrong, but there was a few goals that he did. Good goal away to win against West Ham last season, I think it was, or the season before. So yeah, maybe he'll sign for Roma. And if he does, fair dues, good luck to him. Why not?
As
long as he doesn't go off and start slagging us off to everyone, then I don't really mind.
There's a lot of teams out there that will just offer him big wages because it's a free contract, and Man United maybe will want a striker. Newcastle might go back in for him. I don't think he wants a Newcastle move. Arsenal might even go for him if they struggle to get the striker they want. A lot of teams out there are interested in strikers at the minute, basically. And I think Calvert-Lewin's going to be like a backup option if they don't get the striker that they want. I'm pretty sure that he'll already have his move lined up, people. I think Calvert-Lewin will already know where he's going. If he didn't have good options, I think he would have stayed at Everton. I think we would have offered him a contract. Not that I want that to happen. Like I say, it's a nice message, and sometimes you've got to... I really wanted Calvert-Lewin to leave, personally, because I think he's about to become injured again. And I think if we offered him another big contract and he's on the bench again, I'd be really angry because we can't afford to waste money like that. I think he's done well in patches and had some big moments, like you say, but not many big moments, not enough that we need for a striker. If you had a Calvert-Lewin that played every game all season, every game, I think he could have got going. But his injuries really do scare me. So I think it's the right time for him to move on. I wish him luck. But if you said to me, do I feel like I'm massively losing something that what was Calvert-Lewin giving me before he's left? Not that much. So I don't feel like I'm losing that much. You know what I mean? And maybe he can go on to be a really good player somewhere else. And I wish him well. I wish he does. But at the end of the day, what you've got to ask yourself is, before you lose a player, what are you getting from him? What are you getting? What are you actually losing? What are you getting from that player? And what we was getting from Calvert-Lewin wasn't much at all. So I think it's not much loss. It doesn't hurt that much. It makes it hurt less, the fact that he wasn't playing much. And also, when he does play, I still think he plays like he knows he could get injured again and can't give it 110%. So that's just my thoughts on Calvert-Lewin, people. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, I think people are torn. I think people are torn. Some people are very happy he's gone. I think generally people are happy that he's sort of moving on. Just that I think some people feel a bit of ill will that he didn't do better for us at particular times. And yeah, he definitely kept the physio busy. There's no argument about that. I'd like to think the majority just wish him good luck as he trots off and does his best. Yeah, what's the physio going to do now? Believe me, there'll be plenty.
I don't know whether Emma's on X, but I don't know whether your ears was burning, Emma, but I was speaking about you to Lulu. Lulu says on the kick, she don't care what Everton players wear. They could wear paper bags for all that she cares. And I did say Emma would love Pickford wearing a paper bag, hoping it rips off during the game, which I thought was a funny comeback, Emma, because you probably would, how much she was talking about Pickford's peachy arse all season. But yeah, I thought that was a funny one. I'll share that with you.
Yeah. But it's all right. Emma loves Beto. So maybe Beto is going to be the one who's staying then.
I love Beto as well. Beto's still got to win Paul over, though. Beto's got to do absolute miracles to win Paul over, but he might do this season.
This time, you never know. Pre-season is not far
Paul is either gonna fall in love with Beto or be doing forfeits all of next season on Toffee Bluecast. It's going to go two ways, people. So I think it's going to choose.
I can't afford to do too many forfeits, to tell you that much.
Yeah, they'll get more. They'll be worse than the singing ones, people. They will be worse than the singing ones. So, some funny ones.
That's a crack.
Do you know what though? You do feel like although I don't massively. We've all got the stuff that we say about Calvert-Lewin, and he does get a bit of jib, doesn't he? Calvert-Lewin, he does get a bit of jib, but at the end of the day, he has, like he said, he's been at Everton a long time. That's a long time in your life, Paul. Like you go to a workplace for that long, it's a long time. Everton is all he knows, really, isn't it? At the age that he joined us and how long he played for us, so we are a big part of his life. So I do get the sentiment in the message. From what I've listened Calvert-Lewin saying on podcasts, from what I've heard from him on podcasts, someone said it's just someone's written that letter for him. I do believe that's from Calvert-Lewin, I do. The way it read, I think that's the sort of stuff that Calvert-Lewin would say in that message. And it just...
I think so. I mean, he's not going to say anything bad, is he? But yeah, I'm sure...
No, it ended badly because of his partner getting involved, I think. I don't think, honestly, I like footballers writing to us on social media and interacting with us, but I think you shouldn't let your partners get involved. And I think Calvert-Lewin's partner getting involved probably had a big thing to do with him leaving as well.
Well, there's been plenty. The worst, I tell you what, just while I think of it, is that relatives and partners and stuff messaging social media and that, not great.
Don't do it.
There was a thing. This is Matt Le Tissier, I think it was. Matt Le Tissier's brother when Le Tissier got picked for England, and he hardly ever got picked for England, but Venables picked him. I think we had Italy. We had Italy as a friendly, and Le Tissier, he got picked. It was his big moment, and his brother went out, and I think he told the newspapers on the day before Le Tissier was going to play, who the England team was going to be, who was going to be in the England team, and he told the newspapers, and they printed it. So for some reason, Le Tissier didn't play after that. So be careful who your relative, if your relatives are making comments and stuff on social media.
Keep your cards close to your chest, eh? They clearly didn't. There's this one here as well. This is a good. By the way, keep your comments coming in, and if you haven't hit that like and subscribe, we're going for 10K this season, people. So do get on the subscribes and stuff like that. We did lose. I will say this: the monetization, we did lose that. So Lulu, who's massively supported the channel and stuff like that, we've lost it for 3 months. The monetization, which doesn't really get us that much, but helps a little bit. We still have to pay more than what they give us, but we're not monetized at the minute, but we will be again in, I think it's probably a month now or 2 months left on that. YouTube just basically didn't like us putting an Everton video, which was crazy, but that's the way it goes sometimes. They're just answers sometimes, but we'll be monetized again soon in a month or 2 months. We have got someone that said he wants to sponsor us and do retro kits and stuff like that, so maybe we will look into that. What it is we pay 45 a month for the channel. Being monetized gives us 20 quid towards that. So it makes it 25 a month for us because StreamYard's expensive. So we pay 45. Being monetized took £20 off that a month. So hopefully we do get that back. But I'd just like to be honest with you and let you know where we're at with the channel, because we feel that you are massively part of the channel as well. So that is where we are. Emma says, do YouTube memberships. We hate doing anything that's just like that. We want to just keep it as simple as we can, me and Paul. And the only money that we'd like to take off people is just YouTube. We just want money off YouTube. But to do that, we need to be monetized again, and we need to probably get a lot more views than what we do, because you've got to get a lot of views to get like I say, we was getting £20 a month and StreamYard's £45 a month. So me and Paul put the £20 in to make up for it. But we do that so it can go live to everything. Look, if you don't start letting us cover costs, I'm going to stop watching. Yeah, well, we wouldn't do. Me and Paul sort it out. This is what people don't realise. We generally pay for this. It's our hobby. We always make sure it's £45 a month, and like we say, we often have to make it up. But that's where we're at, people. But we just do it because it's a hobby, and we like you lot in the comments getting involved and getting behind us, and that's where we're at. I'm just being honest with you. Some people will hide stuff like that, the amounts and stuff like that, but I don't. I'm like that. And me and Paul ain't going to do that. So right, let's crack on, Paul. The fixtures have been released, and I know we're late on this, but we didn't do a fixture show, so we're just going to roughly talk about the fixtures.
Yeah, got them in. I mean, again, a little bit small, so apologies for that. But actually, you have a little dabble. You have a little chat about that while I try and sort it.
Well, what I want you lot to do in the comments is tell me which is your favourite month in the fixtures and which do you fear the most. So, favourite month, not favourite month. We'll do that because it's quite simple, isn't it? So, I want your favourite month in these fixtures and your not so favourite. Leeds is the first game. I don't mind that. I would have liked for it to have been at home. I did have a moan that we wasn't at Bramley Moor Dock on our first game. But then I did get told by a few people that Everton didn't want to be at home on the first game because they wanted more time to have the stadium ready. So that was shut my moan up a little bit. I don't know how true that is. Paul, do you know if that's true?
Say that again. Sorry. Go on, say that again.
Well, I was just saying I had a little moan that we wasn't at home on our first game, but then someone did say to me that Everton requested that and wanted longer on the stadium. So I think it's our own doing that we're not at home on the first game. Maybe someone said that to me. If that's true, then
no. Well, I'd be surprised if that was. I'd be surprised if that was true. Some people are saying we weren't going to play the first one, any of the first 3 games at home. It's not. I think it's nonsense. We're on track. Everything's ready. You know, we've got Roma as a third and final test event, and it's all sorted. Do you know what I mean? The transport and the situation on the outside might take a little bit longer to sort of iron out the creases and get a bit more parking and things available, but in terms of the stadium itself, I think we're sorted. I think we're ready.
Yeah, I did think that, and I had my little rant. Some of these comments coming in, and this is why we do TikTok as well, because we do get a few across. I was speaking to Tom on it, and Tom said, "Oh, I'll come on your channel sometime." So me and Paul we're lining up some new Evertonians to come on as well during the next season on the pre-matches and the match reactions. We want to get some really character Evertonians on. So yeah, I know who you are, and shout out to you. We will be bringing a lot over, more Evertonians. We want Toffee Bluecast to have loads of our own fans on it. It'll be cracking. I like this comment here. Don't like any month, to be fair. What do you think of that? To the question that I've just asked. Which month do you like and which month do you not like? And Craig's just gone, don't like any. He's feeling positive, isn't he, Paul?
Yeah, I know how he feels, though. I understand how he feels.
When he's had a couple of our match reactions,
it can be like that.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right. Oh. What's your favourite?
Yeah,
what's your not?
That's better. I've just made it a bit bigger for people. Let's take the banner off at the bottom as well.
Oh, look at him, Paul.
You might be able to see it a bit better if you didn't have it already.
He gets it.
Start wise, I mean, if you look at the first 6. Sorry, the first 6. Even split home and away. Brighton home, Villa home, West Ham home. Away ones, Leeds and Wolves. Yeah, obviously them the red ones in September aren't the best, but I'd fancy it as both of those away games. And I think we're well capable of doing things in the 3 home games. So I don't see anything majorly overbearing. It's not like United. We haven't got, 3 of the supposed big 6 in the first 5 games around.
I don't like September. I'm going to put that out straight away. I don't like September. I don't like the derby that early. Personally, I like to get going before the derby, but it can work in your favour that they ain't got going yet. I just think Aston Villa, Liverpool, and West Ham could be our games in September. I do like Lulu's comment. This made me tickle. Some funny comments tonight, people. Paul's gone and made the fixtures bigger, and Lulu says, thanks, Paul. I'll put the telescope away. Well, I'm glad you did, because my face was getting too close to that screen for comfort, Paul, zooming into that myself to try and read it. So I'm glad you've gone bigger. I just think September probably is, looking at that, is September the worst month? December's pretty hardcore.
You know what? Well, December's notoriously bad. I mean, if you sort of look at if you look at last half of November and then in December, you've got United away, you've got Newcastle, you've got Chelsea, Arsenal. But I don't know, Rick. I think
Lulu said the same look for away in December.
I think the last 6, 7, 8, actually the end of the season is probably the hardest, I reckon. Bar that Sunderland game, Spurs away, Palace away. I mean, obviously we've done well at Palace away recently, but you've got City, West Ham away, Liverpool, Brentford away, Chelsea at home, Arsenal. The last couple of months is not the nicest, but I think generally when it's been an easier month. So if you have a look at January, for example, have a look at those home games, you'll be thinking, oh, there we go, there's 9 points there. No, because that's when we're Everton, if you forgot. There's normally a section where we play teams and we think, oh, we're going to get a good 7 to 9, maybe 12 going on to the next one points, and we don't. We falter. We miss opportunities. And then we end up doing really well in a December that would have Arsenal, Chelsea, and
proper.
City.
We're Everton, aren't we?
Yeah. So
Everton, aren't we? But if you are, I get what you're saying. We normally play better against the better teams, and probably will have a surprising month against the really hard teams. But if you are to forget about the Everton syndrome, where we play crap against crap teams, you would generally say that January and August are the two easiest ones. I think August, for me personally, I think the way you start the season can set up your season. Like you can go on a little groove. And I think Leeds, Brighton and Wolves, that's a really good, you couldn't wish for a better start. No disrespect to those teams for me, but that's a cracking start, I think, Leeds, Brighton and Wolves. And I think if we can pick up points, those 3 games, Leeds, Brighton and Wolves, and get a few wins on the board, that September month that I said I really don't like, you can go into it with confidence. Do you know what I mean, Paul? And maybe get a sneaky win and a draw. And
that's the idea. That's the idea. I mean, Leeds would probably be happy being at home against us first day. They'll see it as a game that they could get something from. So you don't know what's going to turn up, really, do you?
No, you don't. I mean, that's us talking about the fixtures. Is there any comments on the fixtures that you want to chuck on, Paul, that we've missed? I mean, we have been putting them up as we go, people.
Yeah, just throwing a few. People quite happy about January. Someone said we could win every game in January. I'm sure we could. Whether that's
win every game all season,
likely to happen. One thing that's come up a few times, and I don't know why in particular. If anyone knows why, then let us know. There doesn't seem to be a Boxing Day.
No, there isn't. No, I did see that. There's no game on Boxing Day.
Wasn't sure why. So, if anyone knows, let us know. Really. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm not going to lie. We're not doing our predictions every game this season because we're just not. It takes a long time, but I'm just going to say to you, I look at this August, September. I look at every month there, and I can't see us losing a game this season. I can't see us doing a match reaction where we're having to cheer you up. We finish the league strong. We start the league strong. You know what I mean? No retreat.
No surrender.
Get the Rockies on. No retreat. No surrender. Get the Rockies on.
Oh dear.
There's no Adrian going, you can't win, because when Adrian says you can't win, you know he goes and knocks Arv and Drago out, mate. You know what I mean? He's a machine. So I'm ready. I've never been so excited for a season. Never.
Yeah.
Because I've always said, as you know on the shows, Paul, on all the way throughout these Toffee Bluecast 3-4 years of what we've been doing this, I've always said fresh start in the new stadium, fresh start. And I really hope that it is a fresh start. I hope we see a different Everton in this new stadium. And I like the way David Moyes finished the season as well, which gives me confidence going into the season. So David Moyes has set a massive bar, people. The way David Moyes finished that season, Arsenal couldn't even beat us when they was trying to win the league. Newcastle couldn't even beat us when they needed to beat us to get top four. The way we finished the season, if we can start the season like that, I'm a happy man. I'm confident.
Yeah. Whoever we do get, I just want them in quite quick. I don't want to have to wait until September for someone to be brought in to then need a month to catch up to everyone else, and get your players in before the season starts. Get them in while you're doing pre-season, so they can actually know each other when the first time they meet each other isn't like a kickoff, so you can build up a little bit.
It's mad when you think about it. We already touched on this, so we won't go into it, but it's mad that someone that's playing in your team could be playing in another team. So how can he be ready and getting ready for the season when he could be leaving? It doesn't. They should be closing the windows before the season starts. I personally think they have enough time to do it, and it would just push up transfers. They could still get the transfers done. It's just that they choose to extend it whilst you're playing, and I don't like that. I don't like the transfer market going whilst people are playing at the football club. I just don't like it.
No.
I think they should change it. Emma in the comments did touch another subject, which we've nearly covered them all now, people. We have nearly covered them all. What a roundup this is today. She said about the Roma game. Talk to me. Roma versus Everton. We've had it before. We're having it again.
She also said, can we do a Toffee Bluecast tour if we get in Europe?
I'm not even joking, right? If we get in Europe this season, and this is a promise, I'm not lying. Trust me, I'm not lying. If we get into Europe this season, we're having a Toffee Bluecast party. Don't care how much it costs. Don't care. We'll have a Toffee Bluecast party. Champagne's getting popped, and we're going absolutely nuts, mate. I'll get
the ready, Lulu.
We've got the contacts. We've got the Everton singers. Yeah, we're going. We'll get Lulu over. Don't worry about that, mate. We'll get everyone over. We'll do it when everyone's available. But I'm telling you, this is a promise. If Everton get Europe in Bramley-Moore Dock, we're having a party. You only live once, and if that happens, we're having a big party, people. Or if we win a trophy. If we win a trophy, we're definitely having a party anyway. But if we win a trophy next season, that's the bar. I really want that to happen now. I've just said that. I thought about it in my head, Paul.
We've got a target. We've got a new target.
Popping the champagne, like, woo! Let's party, everybody. We'll get to... Who's the singer that we had on again? What's his name again? Ryan Rooney singing the songs, mate. Well, he's all right. Of course, we'll have a proper party. I tell you, if we get Europa League, people. Toffee Bluecast. We'll get all the balloons out and everything. Oh, don't get me excited. I'm going to be able to sleep tonight now when you go on about stuff like that.
All excited now. Now, you were saying about Roma and tickets and stuff. Come on, what's going on there?
Yeah, well, our friendly is Everton versus Roma. Emma in the comments says she's waiting to get tickets, didn't she? I think, if I read earlier right. It's a friendly that we always have. It's a big friendly. It's a good friendly. I like that friendly because I like to show the freaking group that we mean business. I think that when the owner owns two football clubs, the two football clubs will want to show their worth, if you know what I mean. So it will always be a really good friendly. Because they're both trying to show off to the owner, saying, look after me more, spend more money on me. So I think it'll be a good friendly, and it's at Bramley-Moore Dock. There has also been announced so much stuff to catch up on, roundup, but we are nearly done. There's also been announced that Everton are doing a Legends football match in Bramley-Moore Dock.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did see that, yeah. After the Roma game as well.
Can I find my team? Let's have a look if I can find my team. Bloody hell, I need
That's
an haircut. My hair's like a
That
mushroom
is
today.
interesting. I did one. I thought of, sort of thinking of doing it afterwards. I wonder why they wouldn't do it sort of before, like a little warm up thing, but they're having it after the game. I hope some people stay. I'm sure they will. But
this is my Legends team, people. And by the way, they're not that legendary, some of them, but I don't know the conditions of Sheedy and Peter Reid and all that lot. I don't want them getting a massive injury. I want this Legends friendly between Everton and Roma to be competitive. So I've chose players that I feel could still play well, right? So I wanted to go Martin in goals, but I put Howard in goals. But I wanted to go Martin. You know, the one from
why?
Leeds.
Just because you like Martin more?
I prefer Martin over Howard. And I know that's mad because people love Tim Howard. But then I did think to myself, I would like watching Tim Howard kick the goalpost because he's going nuts. That's what he does all the time, doesn't he, Tim Howard? He just kicks the goalpost all game because he's angry. So I'd enjoy watching that again. And going to swearing and stuff like that. I love Tim Howard. So I did like Tim Howard. Martin, he was just like big bare hands, wasn't he? What a goalkeeper he was. I've gone Tony Ibbott right back.
Yeah.
I've not put Coleman in. Yeah.
No, he's still playing. Yeah. Tony Ibbott, I could,
Tony Ibbott, what I'd do to see Tony Ibbott do his arms out, looking who to pass to left and right. Oh my days, I'd love it. This man, I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing. It'd be like going to ask Rambo to fight a war again, this man. Joseph Yobo is there, mate. I don't know what Joseph Yobo's doing, but I would like to personally go and ask him myself and give him the invitation. It's like an invitation to kickboxer. I've gone Jagielka. I did kind of want Lescott there, but I've gone Jagielka because he played in the Soccer Aid and I know he's still quite in good condition. Leighton Baines left back. Now, I know it's breaking the rules a little bit because he's working for Everton, but what I'd do to see Leighton Baines bomb it down that left wing.
Yeah.
Now, there is a reason behind this. It's because I've got Pienaar left wing.
That would be.
You've got to do your Baines and Pienaar.
That would be lovely.
To see that on the left again. I still think they'd be amazing, Baines and Pienaar, you know, even now at the age they are. I think they'd smash it up against Roma. It's not going to be this team, which will make me cry. Centre mid, I've gone for the legendary loan, Manuel Fernandes.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
Manuel Fernandes is my centre mid, people, because
no one's seen him since that Arsenal game. No one's seen him since.
He's still playing. He's still actually playing, you know, I think
is
he's still
really?
playing football.
No, he's not. He can't. No, he's not.
Mate, he's still playing. Like, somebody couldn't believe it the other day. Joe is still playing as well. You know, Joe, who we had from Man City, he's actually still playing football at 39. He's only 39, Joe.
Wow.
At the side of Manuel Fernandes, I've gone for the man from Derby County, Lee Carsley. Now, Fernandes and Lee Carsley would be something special. And I think Lee Carsley would be good. He still looks in good nick when you see him manage England. Well, congratulations to Lee Carsley.
Did you watch it? Yeah, I watched.
I didn't know because I hate Harvey Elliott. I hate Harvey Elliott, so I didn't watch it.
You know what though? There was some decent. I did watch it. I did watch all of it. There's some decent kids in there. McAtee at City, obviously the captain.
Yeah,
and
he'd
stuff,
be a good one for us, wouldn't he? Yeah,
great. He won't come. He won't come to us. He'll stay at City and be involved in City. I would have thought.
We are the famous EFC. You're saying won't come
well,
to
I know, but
he's
young and naive, and he doesn't know better, does he?
Take that back, mate. He'd be lucky to play for the famous EFC.
Someone mentioned just while we're on that as well. Someone mentioned it before. I can't remember who it was. Asked about Hutchinson, which is the lad who was playing on the left. He was a decent winger. I can't remember who he plays for. Put it in the comments if you know. He played decent. He was just asking us what we thought. Played decent. I still think he needs a bit more time to develop and everything else, but before I think he would do a great job for us. So Ipswich, that's it. So I don't think it was Craig. Sorry, Craig. So he's I think he's decent. I don't think he's quite there yet, is the thing.
I have seen a midfielder that we're linked to, and we'll go on to a couple of links to finish the show. I've got Pienaar on my left wing. In the number 10, you know who I've got in the number 10, don't you, Paul?
There's James still playing.
Paul, come on, mate. You know who I've got in the number 10, don't you?
Oh, no, I'm worried now. Is it Gravison?
Give me a corner flag. You know who I've got in the number 10?
Oh, Timmy. I suppose you were saying 10. If you'd said in the 17 position, then I would have known exactly who
Is he even a 17 position?
There is now.
There is now. Number 10, he's not. I get why you was confused. On the right, do you know what? It made me think that we've not had many good right wingers because I struggled on right winger. I've got Kevin Morales on the right wing. I did like Morales, though. I did like Kevin Morales. So he's on my right wing.
Wouldn't Andre come back for 20 minutes?
Yeah, but I did say that I want to win this game. I'm competitive. Would he be?
Chelsea?
I did think of him. Yeah, but would you think he'd be like? He'd be in good shape or not? He might be. We'll have him on the bench. We'll give him half an hour at 60 minutes when Morales comes off. By the way, I've got Gravison on the bench. I've got all these legends on the bench ready to come on. And my striker, I've got Duncan Ferguson up top. I'd love Duncan Ferguson to just go absolute riot up front. That's me legendary team. I don't think we'll get that. I don't think Everton will give me that, unfortunately.
You'd see what people are saying about your legendary team.
What they're saying?
It's a stretch.
No, I know it's not. I know it's. Yeah, I didn't go legends because I want to win the game. I've gone players that are available that are still quite young. Right, that's what I've gone. Tony Ibbott is a legend. Joseph Yobo is a legend. They're the biggest two legends ever. Lee Carter's a bit of a legend.
Well, that's got to be a bit of a shout. But I think he's thinking about who would still be able to walk around. Because the lads who played in Legends...
Well,
the lads who do sort of the Legends tours and speaking and stuff, I'm not sure how well they can... they did a walk. They walked on the pitch at Goodison for the last one. But whether they could run would be another shout. I think Stubbs would fancy himself still at centre-back. He'd probably fancy
Stubbs is on the podcast into the Bullens view, so he'd probably fancy
Van der now might have a wobble on and have a go there. Reedy would have a little bit of a kick at someone's heels.
Reedy would be good, yeah. I'd have them all on the bench ready to come on, but the only thing that makes me worried is I've seen Tony Bellew be in the hospital after playing Soccer Aid, so I tried to get people that are still available and fit. Because Tony Bellew's literally on a hospital bed after Soccer Aid. So I don't want people getting hurt like that because I feel sorry for him. But that is the end of my legendary team. And it's not that legendary, I understand. We are finishing on a little few talks on transfer, which will take us about 2 minutes. But I have seen, I had a big, massive moan because I really wanted Habib Diarra. And now it's said that Sunderland are going to get Habib Diarra, which has really peeved me off, people, because I really wanted him. You'll know that I wanted Habib Diarra at Everton. And some people are saying he'll miss games for when he plays for Senegal. Some people are saying he can't be a good player if he's going to Sunderland. I'm not having any of that crap. Doesn't mean you're not a good player just because you're going to a team that's just come up. It doesn't mean that. And I really wanted Habib Diarra. And I wish Everton would have got him for that price, 33 million, I think. Some people are saying that's mad, but that's what you pay for good centre midfielders. That's what you pay for centre midfielders. But someone did mention, I'm saying this for a reason, someone did mention, instead, Everton want Merlin Roll, a German guy. He played last night, Paul. So he played in the England game last night, under 21s.
Centre mid?
Yeah. He's got long hair and he wears like a band around his head, I think.
Right, okay. He didn't particularly stand out for me. There was a couple of... There was a guy who scored Germany's first goal. All right, okay. Yeah.
Can you see him?
He did. I can't even think if... I can't pick him out from memory, to be fair. So he didn't stand out for me. Germany had... Germany had Nebel or something like that. His name was left winger. He caused a lot of bother. The Volta
Maida. What was he like?
He was very good on the ball, tricky. He tried maybe sometimes to do a little bit too much. They didn't find him with the crosses, thankfully, because he is absolutely like a tree. He's so tall.
We're not going to get him, are we? He's done too good.
No.
Like he's top goal scorer
No.
and everything. And I hate saying this. This is why Everton. We need to get back to old Everton, because I hate that we have to put our hands up and say that we couldn't get a player because he's too good for us. I hate doing that. So that's why we need to push to be better, so we can get these type of players. Because when you see a player like Walter Maida, he could be everything that we need, but he'll probably choose someone else.
Maybe. We defended well against him. We got people around him quite quick. With time, he might be the bollocks. Do you know what I mean? But he's a whinging bugger. he really was. He didn't like it up him. Do you know, sort of thing. So yeah, maybe it's one that we'll see doing well in the future. But I just don't see him at our place at all for various reasons.
No, it's going to be interesting. I mean, there's not much that we can say on transfers, people. I mean, there's a lot up in the air, and we're going to find out soon. It's going to be the first soon. I believe a lot will go on after the first. We will do other shows with weekly top-ups, and if anything comes up that's more cement, me and Paul will be discussing it on our weekly roundups. This is the end of the show, and I'm gutted because you've all been bossed. Go on.
I was just going to say, Dan, obviously, like one of the big things that's happened as well last few days, or was it end of last week, was Seamus. Because Seamus we've got for another year.
I knew I'd miss which I would have come off and thought.
I think people are generally happy about it. They can't see him playing an awful lot, but you know, I'm glad he's still there. I'm glad he's still there. I don't think it's a no-brainer, really. I think if he didn't play, I think he'd just end up retiring. So I am glad that he's got one more year with us. But if he's who we're leaning on to be our right back, then we need to give him a little bit of help with that. We certainly do need someone. Obviously, it might well be Kenny Teta coming in. So you'd imagine Seamus is going to be the backup for him.
Yeah, I understand it. I understand both ends. It's caused a little bit of fan clash, I suppose. Some people think that we could be spending money on a player that could be more usable than Coleman, and I completely understand that. If you still got to pay, and then you get some people that say, "Yeah, but he's still good around. His vibes are good. He's good in the changing room." Well, why don't you have him as Moyes' backup coach? I'd have him straight in. I know Baines has probably got that, but I'd literally have Coleman there as well as a double act if he's that good in the change rooms, and just let him do what he normally does and be there with David Moyes. So I do understand both ends. Sometimes you think to yourself, if Coleman, I mean, some people will say, "Oh, we want Coleman to lead us into this new stadium because he loves Everton." And if Coleman is starting that first game, would you be happy? That's what you got to think to yourself. Do you know what I mean? A little bit going out into the new stadium. I personally, if all of our players are available, I know this sounds. No one loves Coleman more than me, by the way. Probably the same, but I love the man. I really do. But what I am saying to you is, I don't think he'd be in my starting lineup if all the players was available. I think Jake O'Brien will probably be right back if Tarkowski's fit, or we'd have a new right back that might push Coleman out. That's the thing, isn't it? In your heart, you really want Coleman to walk us out in a new stadium, but in your heart, you want to take the season seriously, don't you, and win that first game against Sunderland. So I get both ends. Yeah. I get it.
You should definitely play the Roma game. You know, I think that's him sort of walking us out a little bit. Whether it happens for the Brighton game, it's another question, I suppose.
We did. This is what we do. I remember a bit back, me and Paul did a big show on Dan Juma joining Everton, and he was at Finch Farm, and he didn't join, and he went to Tottenham instead. And me and Paul did a Dan Juma show to Everton, and it didn't even happen. So if you go back on the Toffee Bluecast, me and Paul did a show, Everton signing Toffee. I know we got him second season, but he didn't join Everton when me and Paul did a live show. Me and Paul got the Fulham fan on to do a show for the new right back, Tete.
Ross.
And now they must have been listening on the show, Fulham. I call Fulham cheapskates, so they probably don't like it. Now, Fulham, after me calling them cheapskates and having Russ on the show, have gone and put the same offer as Everton on the table. So we might not be getting Tete. So we don't know where we are with this right back stuff at the minute, people. But we cursed it again, Paul.
Yeah.
We should just do player announcements. Oh, love it.
We need to get Asmir back on just as a backup. You know.
Yeah. We'll do it.
Get Asmir back on so we can get him another 1-year contract if he fancies it.
Who did it say Asmir's going to? I did read that in a link.
I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. I don't think
he's been massively.
Probably wants to move.
He has been linked to someone. I think it's that team that come up in the Championship. Maybe. Who's the Welsh owners team that's come in the Championship? The celebrity that owns them.
Wrexham.
Yeah, I think he's been linked to Wrexham, Paul. They've just come up, haven't they? He has been linked, Asmir Begovic, to Wrexham. I think everyone gets linked to Wrexham, then, don't they? Right, people. As much as we love you and could stay with you all night because you've been cracking in the comments all the way through. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe, do so, please. We appreciate it. We want to hit the 10K and we've got to keep pushing it. We're at that stage where it's the end of the show. I know it's emotional. You don't want to leave, but we'll be back, don't worry, in probably a week's time. I'm looking to drop some music on now, Paul. Give me your legendary last words. But I can't believe you read that Calvert-Lewin thing out so good, you know. It really wound me up, that did. Go on.
Oh, no.
Last words.
No, lovely to see everyone again. Hopefully we'll see you next week. And maybe there'll be some good news. What kicks off?
We are the famous... No. Right. Here we go. I won't sing for you. I'm going to drop something a bit more silent. Hope you're all boss. Dropping the banner. Up the top is...